Have you ever noticed something strange about the way we are educated? From the time we're kids, school teaches us all kinds of subjects and prepares us for countless exams. We learn math, science, history, English, and countless other things. We learn how to solve equations, memorize formulas, write essays, and pass difficult exams. But somehow, there's one subject that seems to be missing from the curriculum. And that subject is something almost everyone will need throughout their entire life: how to actually make money. Nobody teaches you what to do with your first paycheck, or how to manage the money you worked so hard to earn. Nobody explains why someone can earn $100,000 a year and still live paycheck to paycheck. And nobody really teaches us how to make our money work for us instead of spending our entire lives working for money. Instead, we're often given a simple formula for success. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work hard. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, you'll have a comfortable life. But what if that formula is incomplete? That's the question Robert Kiyosaki explored in his famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The book introduced him to two completely different ways of thinking about money, wealth, work, and financial freedom. The first lesson is simple, but surprisingly powerful. Don't work just for money. Now, that doesn't mean you should quit your job tomorrow or stop caring about your income. It means your job should give you something more valuable than a paycheck: skills, experience, knowledge, and opportunities. Imagine an American earning $60,000 a year and working hard every single day. They work harder, get promoted, and suddenly they're making $70,000 a year. For a moment, they feel like they're finally getting ahead financially. So they move into a nicer apartment, finance a better car, upgrade their phone, and increase their overall lifestyle. And suddenly, that extra $10,000 has completely disappeared into higher expenses. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it can quietly keep people trapped for decades. You earn more, but you also spend more, so your financial situation barely changes. So instead of only working for money, use your job as a place to learn valuable skills. Learn sales, learn marketing, learn accounting, learn how to communicate with customers and negotiate. Learn leadership, investing, management, and how successful businesses actually make money. Because your paycheck can disappear at any moment, whether because of a layoff, a recession, or a major unexpected expense. But the skills you build can stay with you for the rest of your life and create new opportunities. The second lesson is one of the most famous ideas in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Learn the difference between assets and liabilities, because this distinction can completely change how you view money. An asset puts money into your pocket, either now or potentially in the future. A liability takes money out of your pocket and requires you to keep paying for it. Think about an expensive car. It may look impressive, but looking rich and being financially wealthy are two different things. You pay the loan, insurance, fuel, maintenance, and eventually the car loses value as it gets older. Now, compare that with an investment generating $300 every month. Instead of constantly demanding money from you, that investment has the potential to produce money for you. This is where many people get confused when they think about personal finance. They think, if I can afford it, I must be doing well financially. But being able to afford something doesn't automatically mean that it is building your wealth or improving your future. So before buying something, don't just ask, can I afford it? Ask, what will this purchase do to my financial future? The third lesson is to stop thinking only about your career and start thinking about what you're building beyond your job. Think about what you are building outside of your paycheck and your daily responsibilities. You can become an amazing engineer, doctor, programmer, construction manager, or business professional. You can earn a great salary, receive promotions, and build an impressive career. But if every dollar disappears into rent, cars, food, entertainment, subscriptions, and other expenses, then you're still completely dependent on your next paycheck to maintain your lifestyle. That's why Kiyosaki makes an important distinction between your profession and your personal business. Your profession is how you earn money by using your time, knowledge, and skills. But your assets are what can eventually create income without requiring you to personally work every single hour. That could mean retirement accounts, investments, a business, digital products, intellectual property, or real estate. The specific asset matters less than developing the habit of consistently building assets over time. Your job provides the income that gives you the resources to start. But your assets can eventually provide another source of income and greater financial independence. Don't spend your entire life building someone else's company while never building anything that can work for your own future. The fourth lesson is to work to learn, not just to earn. When choosing a job, most people ask one question: how much does it pay? That's important, of course, but there's another question you should ask before accepting the opportunity. What will this job teach me? And how valuable will those skills be 5 years from now? Imagine you receive two different job offers. One pays $90,000 a year and gives you a comfortable position. The other pays $75,000 but teaches you sales, marketing, negotiation, management, and leadership. Which one could make you more valuable 5 years from now? Skills compound just like money can, because one useful skill can make it easier to learn another. Learn sales, and you can use that skill in almost any industry, from technology to construction to business. Learn marketing, communication, accounting, negotiation, and leadership, and your professional toolkit becomes much stronger. The goal isn't simply to collect job titles. It's to become more capable and more valuable wherever you go. Now we reach the biggest idea behind the entire book: the rat race. The rat race is the cycle of working, earning, spending, and repeating the process without ever becoming truly financially independent. You get a job and exchange your time and skills for money. You get paid, usually once or twice a month. Then you use that money to pay your rent, mortgage, utilities, loans, and other bills. After that, you spend whatever money remains on food, entertainment, shopping, and everyday life. And before you know it, you're waiting for your next paycheck all over again. You get a raise, but your lifestyle becomes more expensive at almost the same time. So instead of becoming financially independent, you simply need an even bigger paycheck. And the cycle continues year after year, sometimes for decades. The strange thing is, you can earn significantly more money and still feel financially trapped. Because the problem isn't always how much money you make. Sometimes the bigger problem is how much money your lifestyle requires every month. Financial freedom begins when you create a gap between your income and your expenses. Then you use that gap to build assets instead of immediately turning every extra dollar into a more expensive lifestyle. So what can we actually learn from Rich Dad Poor Dad after putting all 5 lessons together? It's not that everyone needs to become an entrepreneur, start a company, or quit their 9-to-5 job. And it's certainly not that having a normal career is a bad thing. The deeper lesson is about changing the way you think about money, work, spending, and wealth. Instead of only asking, how much money do I make? Start asking, how much money can I keep and put toward my future? Instead of asking, can I afford this? Ask, will this purchase make me wealthier, or will it simply increase my expenses? And instead of spending every raise, consider using part of it to build assets that can potentially grow over time. So here's something you can do tonight without needing thousands of dollars to get started. Open your banking app and look carefully at everything you spent during the last 30 days. Then ask yourself one uncomfortable question. If I keep managing money exactly like this for the next 10 years, where will I end up? You don't need to change everything tomorrow. Start with one thing. Build one asset. Learn one valuable skill, or eliminate one unnecessary expense. Because the biggest lesson from Rich Dad Poor Dad isn't simply how to make more money. It's learning to stop asking, how can I work harder for money? And start asking, how can I make my money work harder for me?
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos. Your support really helps us create more content about money, business, and financial freedom. See you in the next video.